Thomas and Friends, Digs and Discoveries is a Thomas DVD. It's a collection of episodes from 2019. It's directed by Dianna, Basso and Joy So, with a varied voice cast depending on whether you watch the UK or US version. I'll put the voice information and other facts in the description, and this is a collection of episodes, so as usual with this kind of thing, I'll just talk about the main 4 features and share some thoughts. And in general, it's never going to be my favourite, but it works well enough. It starts off with all tracks lead to Rome, and Thomas is working on an Italian railway and pretends like he knows everything, not in a kind of egotistical, I know everything way, but more so because he doesn't want people to think he doesn't know anything. More so out of fear of being judged. At least that's my reading of the situation. And then he meets Gina and Stefano, who are great characters, and he learns about the lost engine, and ultimately he has to learn that it's okay to not know everything. I think it's a good story. I think there's plenty of substance. The characters are interesting. There are some good character designs and some good locations. The animation itself is not the best, and this is throughout the whole collection. It's definitely not the best, but it's certainly not horrendous, and it's not a bad start to the collection. Then we come to Minds of Mystery, and Thomas wants to make an interesting discovery of some sort, and then he meets Lorenzo and Beppe. And Lorenzo looks amazing. I love the design of the train. I think he looks fabulous. Beppe is a lot of fun as well. And the big question is, will Thomas make a worthwhile discovery? I honestly really didn't care for the story. I didn't think it was underdeveloped. I just didn't find it to be that interesting. And then I asked myself, would I have cared for this story as a child? And honestly, I can't be certain, but I don't think I would have done either. So it's not just that I'm older and not engaging with it. I don't think it would have been my kind of story either. There's nothing wrong with it. It's fine. But I really did like meeting some new characters. I thought they were really great. Then we come to Lorenzo's solo, and I did really like this one. I thoroughly enjoyed this one. Lorenzo wants to transport this famous singer, but he feels like Beppe is holding him back. So he goes solo, and he's able to transport this singer, but he has to learn that actually he shouldn't be above his station, and that sometimes working with a friend is better than working alone. While I love working alone, I do think that that's a really great message. I think there are some really good takeaways from this. I also found the narrative to be really engaging, really entertaining. I think it flowed well. The pacing was great. And I just love Lorenzo. I think the character is fabulous. And then we have Too Loud Thomas. I'll be honest, this one made me laugh. This one did make me laugh. Thomas wants to sing. He wants to sing like Lorenzo, who sings very operatic. And Thomas spends the episode making a lot of noise and losing his voice. I genuinely found the sounds he was making to be really funny. And absolutely 100%, this is a lesson for young viewers in particular who might like to screech and scream. They just need to be told that they might lose their voice like Thomas if they maybe don't mellow it down a little bit. And we see that it makes Thomas have difficulties with communicating when he no longer has his voice. I do think they could have done a little bit more with the communication aspect, because there are some viewers who won't be able to use their words for whatever reason, and I think helping Thomas find ways of communicating, I think could have been a really good angle for this. It's quite a short episode, so there wasn't that much time to play with. Maybe if he'd lost his voice a little bit sooner, they could have developed that a bit more. I feel like it was a missed opportunity. But at the same time, there are still some good messages. It's still an entertaining story. So no real complaints, but I think there was room for improvement and getting a little bit more out of the narrative and making it maybe a little bit more beneficial. Either way, I think Digs and Discoveries is not too bad. I'd say I really enjoyed the second 2 stories. The first story was okay. The second story, not so much. Lorenzo is fabulous though. Really, really liked the character. The animation, as I said, isn't my highlight. It definitely isn't the best, but it's not the worst. It is watchable. Voice acting's very good. Ultimately, if you're a Thomas fan, I'd say Digs and Discoveries might be worth watching.